Hey guys, what's up? It's Johnny here and welcome to another episode of The SIC Show. And as always, I'm super pumped to be here and I'm here with my main man B. How are you, my brother?
I'm feeling so creative. Look at where we are. It's just a beautiful area.
I'm loving the studio this week,
man.
bro.
And what have you got to share with us
this week on the show, I'm going to share with you how a Big Mac has changed my life forever.
And I'm going to talk about inspiring yourself by writing on your art. And we're going to talk about keeping the creative juices flowing.
Let's get into it, man.
Enjoy the show.
The SIC Show. Share, inspire, create.com. Share.
So, buddy, I want to tell you a little story about the last couple of days.
Yeah.
As you
Maybe you
know,
should tell these guys the story.
I want to tell both of you guys, you and all of you. Just recently, after 5 years, I've purchased one of these.
All right, that's a bodyboard or boogie board, right?
That is a big bodyboard. This is as big as it gets, guys. This is bloody huge. This is a 46-inch Custom X. You know what it's called? The funny thing, it's called a Big Mac, man. So basically, it doesn't get any bigger than this. Guys, I used to bodyboard so much as a kid, and I hadn't really realised how much I missed it, but the past 5 years, mate, I haven't been in the water.
Why?
I've just missed it. I don't know. Just busy with life, busy with family, and just forgot about one of the things that I've actually really enjoyed. So I've got back in the water, guys. I've had 3 surfs in the last 2 days.
Yeah.
And man, I am a new person.
Down there.
I am a new person. And you know what? Getting out and doing something that you really enjoy is a big part of finding your creative energy, because I feel energized, my body feels good, I've been eating good food, you know, I just feel amazing, man.
Having good coffee.
Yeah, that's it. So my share is
sleeping.
My share is get out and do something you really enjoy, because that's how to keep yourself feeling good and keep the creative juices flowing.
And especially if it's something that actually has movement or some kind of exercise in it.
Yeah, for sure, man. So that's it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that, Johnny.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Inspire.
And guys, I got something to inspire you with. Check this out.
This is really cool. I don't know how many people have actually ever done this, B.
This is my surfboard that I've been surfing the last couple of days. Okay. And it's got different color fins because I broke one off. I can't remember how. Johnny asked me. But basically on the bottom here, guys, I've actually got one of my images that I had printed.
So what is it, mate? What have we got there?
It's an underwater shot of a model swimming above me with the sun behind her, silhouetted.
It's lovely, man. And you know the one thing I really love about this, man? Like, you're a passionate photographer, okay? And you're a passionate surfer. So why not combine the two?
Yeah, why not?
You know, you've got something you really love, and you've got a great use for your image. I think it's a wonderful idea, man. And it's a great image too, man.
Love it, and it always remind me of how I felt when I actually photographed this image.
Yeah.
You know, working with this model, great model from Brisbane, so she actually drove a long way just to work with me and do some underwater photography, so I love it. And I've been surfing with Johnny, and we've been having so much fun on his Big Mac and my surfing on board, surfing on my own artwork.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So there's a little inspiration bit for you guys.
Yeah.
If you've taken some great photos and you've created some good photo art, I say print it out big, put it on something you love and write it.
Or put it on... Actually, that comes back to a really good point, bro.
Oh, man.
You know what? There's nothing more fulfilling, okay, than creating an image that you just absolutely love, printing it and putting it on the wall.
Yeah.
You know, walking past that print on the wall every day, it puts you back into that place, and it's another really great way to keep motivated with your creativity. It really is. You know, seeing your own work up there on the wall, big, you know, and when people come to visit, they ask you about it, and you get to talk about it again and again. I reckon that is such a great way to keep yourself motivated and keep your creative energy up. Yeah,
and
awesome,
when I'm in the lounge at our online community, and I see some people that create an amazing image, what do I tell them? I say, print it big, put it on your wall, and I actually want to buy a few from some of the people in the lounge because they're just beautiful works of art. And I think the only way to really appreciate it, sometimes you can't appreciate it on a screen this big or even this big. You've got to print it large and just put it on the wall.
Put it on the wall. Yeah, man, and do it regularly. You know, every 6 months or whatever, print one of your favorite images, hang it, even just give it away to a friend. You know, like the latest assignment you know, it's a tough one. It is a tough one, man.
Yeah, helping others.
Helping others. And the one thing I've come up with, I've got a really, really good friend, and this is getting a little bit off topic, but I've got a really, really good friend who's moved away from the area for the last 10 years, and he's an avid surfer as well, so it does sort of tie in. So he's an avid surfer as well, and I've got a beautiful shot of one of his favourite beaches. I'm actually going to get that printed and send it to him, so he can have that same inspiration from my work on his wall.
So you're going to help him with by sharing one of your pieces of art.
Yeah, and just to remind him and give him that feeling of how he used to feel when we were together, because we'd surf with him. I would surf with him at the beach, you know, constantly. So, man, I'll tell you what, printing or putting your artwork somewhere where you see it all the time is just epic. Absolutely love it, man.
Yeah.
That's such a great tip.
Good.
Create.
And you got something that you wanted to share with everyone on how to stay creative.
Yeah. So this is the big one. This is the big topic. Well, we talked about a few things to keep your creative juices flowing, you know, and I mentioned it a little bit in the first story, buddy. But basically, you know, getting away from the laptop and getting either out in nature or out in the city, wherever, you know, walking, moving, whatever it is you enjoy doing, getting out there and doing that thing and taking yourself away from the computer or even away from the back of the camera for a little while. Mm-hmm. You know, it's amazing how much more inspiration you have when you get back to that place, isn't it?
And what about just taking yourself out of your environment?
Yeah.
The environment that actually causes you stress, which may be your working environment, maybe your home environment.
It is.
Just going somewhere else, like right now we had a cabin a couple of hours away from where we live, because we wanted to get creative. We were feeling a little
overwhelmed.
Drained.
Overwhelmed, a little flat.
And we want to get creative, so we come up here away from everything that's around us normally, all distractions. In nature, we're surfing every day, walking through the bush, you know, or the forest, as some people call it. And that just really gets the creative juices flowing. Like,
it does.
And you know, and also when you hang with someone who thinks the same as you, like Johnny and I think the same, and we're talking about the same things, we're constantly, you know, helping to inspire each other and be creative.
Yeah, it's true, man. You know, just pulling yourself away from the environment you used to. The other great tip about pulling yourself away too, man, is when you're trying to learn something, you know, when you're learning photography, there is so much to learn, and you can get overwhelmed, you know. And the great thing about going away, just having quiet times, is when you get back to that learning, you're a lot more focused. You know, you can focus in on that one next thing you need to learn or the next part you need to master, and it becomes a lot easier. That's because your creative energy's back, mate. You know, you get that creative energy back and you can start to learn easier.
So how do you know when you got no creative energy left? What are the signs? Do you know?
Yeah, man. The sure signs is, you know you've got this you shoot that you've taken a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 months ago, and you just can't put yourself in front of the computer to finish it off.
To edit it, to
process it. Yeah, that's it, man. That's a big sign for me.
Really?
And it happens all the time to me because, you know, I get motivated, I get out in the bush and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it today. I take the shot and I don't go home and finish the process, you know, because it is such an important part of the whole photography journey, is that post-processing and either sharing to make other people happy or printing to put something on your wall, or just the finishing that whole process. It is very important, you know, and sometimes I'll just go back to an old shoot and flick through my images and I'll find something that inspires me and I'll just process that image, you know, and it brings back those memories from that time I was there. So, you know, that's a big key indicator for me.
Sometimes what I do, if I'm feeling a little flat, is I might go back to a shoot that I remember did inspire me, something that I really loved, and I might even grab one of those images and process it, because looking at it and editing it, I get back to that same inspiration, how I felt when I was actually taking those photos.
That's such a great point, man. Because I mean, not all of us can just nip away for a weekend and find a beach, you know, and sun and stuff like that all the time to go away and recharge.
Cabin with a fire.
So sometimes it may be going to your favourite cafe, you know, flipping out the laptop, looking through that old shoot and processing an image, or just that favourite quiet place, wherever it is. You know, you can take your laptop or putting yourself in the office, putting your incense on, or that music you love to process to, and just look at an old shoot and remember that feeling when you were there and when you took it and process that image. And man, I reckon that's such great advice.
It is.
Awesome advice.
Another thing that I do to stay creative and inspired is I go into 500 pixels and I have a look at the latest images, or I jump into the Share Inspire Create Lounge.
Yeah, man, the lounge.
And I put in the inspirational images. I go to to some of the threads where I've put in inspirational threads or images, and I look at them again, and that gets me inspired, gets the juices flowing, and makes me want to get out there and take great photos.
Yeah, and I suppose that leads on to the next point too, man, is when you set your goals, it's good to go back and review your goals, you know, like, because that's really inspirational too. It's like, you know, you've set your goals and you're on a path, whatever that path is, and you want to make sure that you're trying to get to those goals, or you want to also make sure that those goals are still current. You know, if you set them 6 months ago, maybe your goals have changed. Maybe you've ticked half of them off and you don't even know it, man, you know? So it's good to make sure you're on that path you want to be on, man, by setting your goals like we do in the lounge. We encourage people to set their goals and go back and review those. Because, I mean, that's another important part, to make sure you're on the journey and, you know, to keep the creativity flowing. You go, hey, man, you know what? I've just ticked off 2 of my goals. It's been, man, that's another way to keep inspired. I love that, man.
And guys, if you are in the lounge, jump into your goals and tick them off now. And actually let us know how you're doing. I know a lot of you have already put your goals in there. And let's, you know, are you achieving them?
That's it.
Have they changed? So it's time to review your goals and change them.
Yeah, perfect, man. Awesome, bro. It's been another epic show, brother, and I love these topics. I love, you know, the feeling and the creative juices and all those things that, you know, that doesn't often get talked about a lot, you know.
No, it doesn't.
The things that get overlooked, you know. They talk about how your camera works and what the lights should be doing, but man, these are the things that pro photographers and amateurs too, we went like
burnout,
man.
A lot of people hit burnout.
Oh, dude, you know? I remember when I was learning photography, it was the only thing on my mind. 24/7, I'd leave work and that would be what I'd think about. And you know what? 6 months later, I was flat again. I'd lost it, man, and like just lost that spark and that motivation. It's because I didn't take time out to do other things I enjoy, other things I love, you know, to keep those creative juices flowing. So it's so important, man.
Awesome, guys.
Really
so,
important.
Hey, please leave some comments below on what gets your creative juices going. How do you get back into that zone where you just want to get out and actually create? Yeah,
I'd love to hear what you guys have got to say, because it's different for everyone. I mean, this is what works for us, but it may not work for you. I'd love to hear the different takes on how people keep the creativity flowing, man. Awesome.
Leave comments below.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. See you next week.
Bye.
To find out more, go to shareinspirecreate.com.
Okay. You ready? You got your two?
What am I talking about?
Printing big.
No, it's surfing on your art. Surfing.
Writing your art.
Writing your art.
Writing your art. Riding the waves on your art.
Writing your photos.
Sorry,
how to ride your photos.
This week on the show, I'm going to tell you how a Big Mac changed my life forever.
And I'm going to inspire you.
Russell, I just stuck the cord flying. Sorry, man. Let's start again. It's all right. Okay. Sorry, Russell. Take three.
We just dropped the H3. Okay.
Clap.
Okay, you clap.
You told me about the waving hands, Russell. I remember.
Okay.